If us any chance we'll take it. Read us any rules we'll break it. We're gonna make our dreams come true. Doing it our way. Nothing's gonna hold us back now. Straight ahead and on the track now. Gonna make our dreams come true. Doing it our way.
Hey homies, what's up? Ryan Wynn here with another episode of Late Night INKS, and in this episode we're going to be looking at more tools, fools, but this time we're looking at tools from Japan. More specifically, tools I got from Sakaido, an arts and crafts and stationery store in, I believe it's in Shibuya, maybe it's in Shinjuku. But you know, you don't come here for geography. You don't come here to learn stuff from me. Unless it's about inking. So, first up, we have this Japanese traditional colors. That's the only English on there. I have friends that speak Japanese, they are Japanese, and I didn't reach out to them for help. I looked at, I got some Google Translate pics, and it didn't really give much more information. But what we have here is a brush. It's approximately a quarter-inch long. This does have bristles, if you can see there, if I get that in the right angle. So this is a bristle brush, and we're going to see what kind of lines we can get with it. It's a long, thin barrel. I can already see the tip has a little tweak to it, so we're going to turn it a little and see if that doesn't work out as we make these brush strokes. Now it looks like there's a little tweak on the very tip of that. Now what I can try to do, this is just an experiment, I don't actually know if this will work. So I'm going to lift up the edge of the board a little and flick it like that. Because sometimes that'll get bristles to go back in their place, but it looks like this one had a ding. That's a shame, but that's a risk you take with art supplies. Now if I was just sketching for fun, that doesn't really matter. There seems to be a pretty decent bounce to this. But there's something about the bristles, they don't give a consistent feel. Like I feel like I can't trust the bend of it. Where when you kind of feel the way a sable hair brush, like a Winsor Newton Series 7 or a Raphael, sometimes you'll feel the curvature of those hairs and you kind of, I don't know, you get this like, I don't know how to explain it. That's why I'm doing these videos, because I'm trying to teach you guys, but I'm trying to figure it all out myself too. There's certain shapes you can create, and you want that consistency. So when you apply the same pressure and the same motion, you want the brush to react the same way. And I get that from a Kolinsky sable. I'm not getting that from this. Although it does seem to do nice curved diamond lines like that. Kind of wants to do those. Now we're going to zoom in for a second and you can get a good look at what I'm talking about. So the tip of the brush, some of the hairs, the fibers are tweaked, see? And they're giving that effect. Now that just means I won't use it for faces, hands, or generally inking like a figure or something like that. This pen probably wouldn't have much use for normal superhero comic book inking like I usually do. But sketching backgrounds, textures, things like that, you embrace what is up with the tool, you know. You embrace any faults, and you can get, you know, these cool dry brush effects. or maybe not dry brush effects, but sort of tweaked brush effects. Like if you were doing shrubbery or something, a brush like this would work for that. Or if you had, a building in the background and you wanted sort of these faded lines like that on the city skyline. All right, well, that's enough of that pen. I feel like this was a bad representation of a bristled pen like this. I think we need to test out some of the Pentel ones. All right, next up we've got this bad boy. This had no information on it. I did test it at the store just to see sort of like what it felt like and to make sure that it wasn't green. The colors indicated different sizes. I only bought one. So this has a felt tip. No bristles. Works in the same manner as a felt barrel. In the barrel, there's a piece of felt soaking up full of ink. So I don't expect to get a fine line from something like this, but oh wow, look at that. So I imagine, like with the zebra pens and the Tombos, this very fine line probably disappears after a day's work with it or a page. But wow, that's actually really fine. I'm really impressed with that. Let's try some diamond lines. Okay, I am very impressed with this pen. It's not, obviously, they're not perfect, but the control and the pressure and the consistency, I could see, about 10 or 15 minutes working with this pen, I'd be very comfortable with it. And then again, you can, like I've shown you in other videos, you adjust your hold on the pen, boom, and we'll go test some Fatty Montblatties. Wow, look at those. I really like those. Those look just like sable hair brush, kind of blunt chisel lines. But I don't know how far we can go with it. It's a little inconsistent here, and I am going to blame the tool. The felt doesn't spring back into place the same way, so you can almost actually see a pattern of how the felt bent. I know you're not supposed to blame your tools, but hey, when you get as good as me, you can blame your tools, bro. All right, so that was pretty fun. I'm gonna play with that one a little bit more. So then next on our list is actually, we got some nibs. Now these are used for stationary use as well, not just manga. They have a series from hard to soft. I wanted to test out the soft one. We're going to see how it looks different from a Hunt 102 that we looked at in the last video. So let's see. On our left, we've got the Hunt 102. On our right, we've got the new one. And excuse the white ink. Playing with the whiteout pen. So larger vent than our Hunt 102. Longer pen overall, which gives you a deeper inkwell. And let's see. Yeah, it feels a little more flexible than the Hunt 102. Let's see what kind of lines we can get from it. All right, we want to dip just past the vent. Or just up to the vent, I should say, on this pen. And away we go. Wow, it's very fine tip. And it does have some flexibility there to it. I'm surprised this translated as soft. It doesn't feel that soft, but wow, I do really like this. You can get some really clean lines with this. Let's see how thin we can take it. Now, sometimes to get a thin line, you can just go lightly as such. Wow, that was really thin. Otherwise, you can turn the pen to its side and use it that way, because then the thickest it gets is the thickness of the nib. Wow, you can get razor thin lines with this. Like Danny Mickey thin lines. I don't even know if they're showing up on camera. Wow. It's a long single one. Wow. This is the kind of stuff that wouldn't even reproduce in the early days of comics when they were photographing. Those kind of lines would have just disappeared. Some bloopies. They're doing rock textures or dirt. Kind of want to get good at bloopies like that. Danny Mickey's the king of those. And then Terry Austin did stuff similar on his run over, or his many times that he worked over John Byrne. He would break up lines for light like that, minus the bloops, where Danny's got a little bit more organic bounce to it. Yeah, this is a fun nib. I'm gonna have to test out the rest too. Off video, of course. All right, so we've come down to the thing I've been really excited to try out. I can't believe I forgot this bag was in my closet. It's been there for 2 years since I went to Japan with my band. My band's called The Taint. I don't know if I'll include a video of that or not, but this finger brush breaks down for easy travel. You pop it back together. You open this little cap up. Boom. Finger brush. I didn't even see if it fit yet. Okay. Feels weird. Looks weird. Let's see. There's some, yeah, the bristles. I'm going to wet the bristles a little. Because they will sometimes, I forget what it's called, but they'll put some type of starch on the brushes. Oh, look at that. We smudged. They'll put a starch on the brushes that sort of helps them keep their shape. Even your Winsor Newton may have that. Or your Raphael, your sable brush. Oh, this is funny. The brush is too big to fit in my little ink jar, so I'm going to have to use the dripper. Sorry, all the action's happening off camera now. All right, so let's test this out. It's weird. My instinct is to hold it like a brush, is to come up and hold it like a brush. I don't know if I have to. Let's try to get a tip on this. This is funny. It's made of white synthetic, most likely some type of acrylic fiber for the bristles, like a lot of white synthetic brushes. They almost looked like fiber optics before they had ink all over them. So I gotta say, I already kind of forgot, whoops, off frame there, kind of forgot that it's clipped to my fingers, or clipped onto my finger. It's actually kind of fun. Gosh, you'd never drop your brush. If you had hand troubles, or if you are getting down to the end of your day, I'm gonna reload the brush. Your hand's getting tired, and you can't hold your brush, but you just gotta fill in all the black shapes. This would be the way to go. Oh, I like this. So this is the equivalent of, you know, when I say to take the brush from here down to here to get those wide lines. I'm getting the brush really close, or the whole side of the brush down on the paper. All right, well, that's pretty funky. That was pretty cool. Well, thanks for watching. I think that was a long enough of a demo for Tools for Fools Week. We'll have some more demos tomorrow. I'm going to do a lot more with the brush because a lot of you are picking up brushes now. So we're going to go into how do you start off with the brush. And, after I made my little cleaning demo, I went and cleaned my brush and I realized I had some different tactics. So I'm going to update the cleaning and, keep you on top of, or keep you with the most updated info and helpful info I can give you. So until next time, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and take it easy. And if you haven't already, head over to alternaaccess.com and check out the book I wrote, Gods and Gears, with art by Dean Kotz and letters by Wes Loker. Issue 4 is out soon.
Stupid cat.